Hello everyone, my name is Ritika. Currently I am pursuing Masters in Political Science from Lovely Professional University. Today I am talking about the great philosopher in the history, that is Plato. Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived around 427 BC to 347 BC. He considered one of the founder of the Western philosophy and the political theory. His ideas about justice, education, politics, and the reality are still discussed even today. He was a student of Socrates and a teacher of Aristotle. So you can imagine how important he was in shaping the philosophy. Plato was born in Athens, Greece, into a wealthy and political influence by the family. His real world was Aristobulus, but he got a nickname Plato because he had broad shoulder. In the Republic, Plato discussed justice, the ideal state, education, and the role of rulers. He introduced the concept of philosopher king. According to the Plato, the best ruler is not a richest or strongest person, but the wittiest, someone who loves knowledge and truth. Another important idea form of Plato is the theory of law. He he believed that the world we see is not a real world. The real world is the world of the perfect and eternal form idea. For example, we see many beautiful things, but the true beauty exists in the perfect, invisible forms. Plato believed that society should be divided into three classes: ruler, souls, and producer. Ruler who govern, yani philosopher king; soldier who protect the state; producer, farmer, worker, and the trader. He also connected this to the human soul. According to him, the soul has a three part: reason, spirit, and desire. When the reason controls the soul, a person becomes just. Similarly, when wise ruler cannot control the state becomes just. Plato was critical of democracy because he believed it gave power to the people who may not have knowledge or wisdom. He thought this could be lead a disorder and even a dictatorship. So education was very important for Plato. He believed that the proper education shaped moral and intelligent citizen. Only those who pass through the strict education and the training should become the ruler. For Plato, justice means everyone doing their own proper work. When each class perform its function without interfering with other, the state become the harmonious and just. Even today, Plato's idea relevant. His concept of ethical leadership is important in the modern politics. We still debate whether leaders should be chosen based on popularity or wisdom. His ideas about the education, morality, and the justice continue to influence modern political philosophy, science, and governance. Even though Plato lived more than 200 years ago, his ideas are still extremely relevant in today's world. Plato's concept of philosophical king make us question to the modern political system. Today, leaders are often chosen based on the popularity, media image, or a party power. But the Plato believe rulers must be wise, morally trained, and educated properly in the philosophy. His warning about the democracy become unstable and also irrelevant. Around the world, we see political polarization, misformation, and the emotional decision making in the politics. Plato warned that too much freedom without discipline can lead to choose and eventually dictatorship. He said, excess of liberty seem only to pass into excess of slavery. This sounds surprisingly modern. Plato's ideas about the education strongly influenced modern education philosophy also. He believed education should shape a character, not just provide the information. Even today, school focus on moral education, critical thinking, and the leadership training. Ideas similar to the Plato's vision. Modern university also reflect his academic models, structured learning, debates, and philosophical discussion. His idea that education should not be a force is still forward today. Knowledge which is acquired under the compulsion obtain no hold on the mind. Plato, allegory of cave is even more powerful in the digital age. Today, people often believe what they see on social media without questioning it. Fake news, manipulated content, and the visual reality can create a shadow similar to the cave story. Plato's message was we must seek truth beyond appearance. In the world full of information, critical thinking is most important think ever. Plato believed power must be connected with morality. In modern times, corruption and the misuse of power remain global problems. Plato reminds us that the leadership without wisdom is a dangerous. He said, a measure of a man is what he does with power. The principles still guide us a discussion on governments and the ethics also. To conclude, Plato was just not a philosopher of ancient Greek, but a timeless thinker whose ideas continue to give the modern world. From his vision of philosopher king in the Republic to his powerful allegory of cave, Plato teaches that true leadership required wisdom, justice, required harmony, and education is the path from the ignorance to the knowledge. Even after the more than 200 years, his question remains us our question like what is justice? Who should rule? What is the reality? In world of full of noise, power and struggle and misinformation, Plato reminds us to seek truth, think, and critically to act morality. I would like to end with the final thought inspired by the Plato. A good society is built not just by law, but by wise and the ethical individual. Thank you. Thank you so much.